The first stop on the SnapChick field trip, road trip 2015 was Natural Bridges National Monument. Now, the name Natural Bridges National Monument is a mouthful, and it doesn't get the attention that some of the nearby parks get, like the Grand Canyon or Arches, Zion, Canyonlands, Capitol Reef, and more. But Natural Bridges is one of my favorites because it's a smaller park. There are fewer people, a great campground. If you want to go to a park and you feel like you want to get away from it all, it's definitely the place for you. Oh, and the natural bridges themselves, more about those in a minute. I started in Flagstaff, Arizona, and drove the 5 hours from there to the park in southern Utah. Now, depending on whether or not you like road tripping, 5 hours can be a long time. But I promise you, almost any drive on the Colorado Plateau can be filled with twists and turns and unexpected surprises. The route I took had me going through the Monument Valley area near Four Corners, which is a fantastic natural attraction in its own right. There's always cool stuff by the side of the road, and at one point we drove this twisty dirt road literally up the side of a mesa. As you approach Natural Bridges, everything is pretty unassuming. Don't get me wrong, the scenery is beautiful, but as you're going further and further from civilization, you might be wondering, where are we going? What's there? And why am I seeing fewer and fewer other cars on the road? Now, if you like the big city or a lot of people around, Natural Bridges may not be for you. It's a quiet park with few facilities, a small campground, and a loop drive that takes you to each of the 3 natural bridges featured in the park. Oh, and if you like to hike, there are miles and miles of hiking trails. Let's talk about what a natural bridge is and how they're featured in the park. A natural bridge is a type of arch that has been primarily carved by water. The National Monument has 3, Kachina, Owachomo, and Sipapu. Guys, these bridges are huge, and I could not wait to check them all out, both from the edge of the White Canyon and then all through the trails that run beneath the bridges. On the day that I arrived, though, it was just time to be a tourist, set up camp, and do a driving tour of the area. So I checked in at the visitor center, I got up to date on the information I'd need, and I was shortly selecting my campsite in the small, quiet campground. Once camp was set up, it was time to explore. With my car, and my eyes, and of course, one of these. The driving tour is a winding one-way loop. There were few cars on the road, and daylight permitting, you can take in the 3 bridges at a slow, easygoing pace. I took some time at each one to study the bridge and take plenty of photos, and then I walked around and just took it all in. As the afternoon went on, the breeze picked up, and there was some rain coming down. In fact, the area had received quite a bit of rain in recent days, and this actually changed the colors of the park from lighter tones to some deeper browns because of the moisture. Once darkness hit, it was time to just pack it in for the night, get some quality sleep, and prepare for some early morning hiking. There are a few different trails in the park, and they're all described in the park brochure, which is available at the visitor center. There are trails from the roadway to each of the bridges. There are trails that get you from one place to another in the park, and then the Big Kahuna, an 8.5-mile loop trail that takes you under each of the 3 bridges. I knew exactly which one I'd go for. It's a loop, so you have a number of choices for your starting point, and when you're done, you'll be exactly where you started. We started at Owachomo, hiked down and under it, took plenty of photos, and continued on. Because of the rain, there were beautiful chocolate streams to sit by, photograph, and traverse. As we went further and further, the crossings got deeper, and well, we were only about a mile in before we realized that we might be spending many more miles making deep water crossings, so we had a choice. Trudge through these beautiful but deep streams for the rest of the morning, or head back up and hike down to each of the bridges individually. Now, I rarely turn around, regardless of what I'm faced with. In this case, though, since we could still access each of the bridges and stay dry while doing it, that's what we did. Now, when you hike down to these bridges from the roadway, of course, stay on the marked trails and be careful. You're hiking down 400 to 600 feet vertically, depending on the bridge, over about a mile one way for each one of the bridges. So bring water, good shoes, and if it starts feeling like too much, sit down, take some pictures, and take it easy. Anytime you're hiking down from a canyon edge, it's easy getting in and tough getting out. In fact, as the day wore on, hiking out each time was amazing, but also breathtaking, literally. I was tired, hiking down, hiking back up. There's never a bad time, though, to just find a place to sit and have some water and some treats from your backpack. My trip was short here, 2 days and 1 night. A lot of travelers stop off at natural bridges for a short time. With the other parks in the area, there's always the pull towards some of the larger and busier parks. You know, the ones that have running water and other amenities. Whether it's for a day or for a few, if you're ready to get truly off the beaten path, see some spectacular natural structures, get in a good workout, set up a tent, and get back in touch with nature, Natural Bridges is definitely worth the drive.